dying to interview this guy.
Scotty?
Scotty, the engineer.
Mr. Scott?
Yeah, Mr. Scott.
I need more power?
Yeah, he's totally ragging on Shatner.
You're kidding.
When the guys write a book, they all come clean.
He's now written a book.
He used to say he didn't like to be in the same room with William Shatner. He was always, he was always honest about that. But now he's like, Shatner's an ass.
Wow, I can't wait.
Sulu came on here and blasted.
Well,
Shatner.
Uhura didn't come on here, but she blasted Shatner in her book, too.
Yeah.
Now, when we have Bill Shatner in here, William Shatner, he always says he doesn't understand what the...
He's like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
God.
Shatner seems like a real nice guy. I had him down in the homo room, for God's sake.
We've always had a good time with him. He doesn't seem to be a bad guy.
Let me take a break. We'll get Scotty's ass in here. He'll tell us the real deal.
We also know something else about him. Didn't his son try to start some restaurants?
Oh, yeah.
How's that going?
That's going pretty good from what I hear.
Yeah?
I mean, he'll tell us about it. His name's James Doohan, obviously,
Yes,
not Scotty.
Not Scotty.
But we call him Scotty.
Right. Well, there's another Star Trek coming out, and I guess they're not in it anymore. So that's why he's talking?
Yeah, well, first of all the Star Trek guys are writing books, number one. And if you're going to write a book, you better have damn well something bad to say about somebody.
I guess so.
And number two, they're not doing the movies.
Why does no one rag on Mr. Spock?
They like Nimoy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's a director.
Right. They all hate Shatner.
Wow. Well, let's find out why.
Do you think, like, one day after our show's over, Fred will write a book about how he hates me?
Well, Jackie certainly will.
Jackie already wrote the book.
I wrote it.
He's just trying to... all he can get is Oleo Records.
He's waiting for you to retire.
He can't get a publisher.
Hello, Pinnacle.
Are you guys back in business?
Hey, all's forgiven. Please sign me.
And what about Gary and all the guys in the office?
He's going to be the first one.
Yeah, they'll all be writing.
What are you doing here today?
What am I doing here today? I'm here to talk to Howard and have a good time and, push my book.
Do you know who Howard is? I mean, have you ever listened to the show or watched
I have
the show?
never listened to the show because I'm a pretty busy guy. I get around, so I don't ever listen to radio now. I used to be on radio all the time myself. I've done over 4,000 radio dramas, and hey,
Wow.
I've got no time now to do anything.
All right, I'm very excited to welcome to our show a man who has just written a book.
What's the name of the book?
It's called Beam Me Up, Scotty. James Doohan. It's not Doohan, it's Doohan.
I never knew.
It's spelled...
Doohan.
Wow, let me look you over. Look at that. Holy cow. Man, look at that.
It's Scotty in the flesh.
How much time have I spent watching you on TV? It's outrageous. It's outrageous.
There's a shirt for
Way too much time. Thank you.
from my son.
Wow, thank you. First of all, if you would read James Doohan's book, you would learn that he is a war hero.
Is that right?
That is correct. You have to respect anybody who's a war hero who took bullets during World War II. He wasn't some pussy who sat on the sidelines.
He didn't just go sell bonds.
Yeah, he wasn't stationed over in Kansas during World War II. This man is a genuine war hero. Am I right?
I guess so. I landed on D-Day and...
D-Day, goddammit! I only wish I could have been with you, but I'm a big coward.
And you weren't born.
And I wasn't born. I was not lucky enough to fight in World War II.
No, I was number one off on my beach, and I had to run 75 yards across to the sand dunes, and we had tracers in front of us and behind us. When I say behind us is that I was in charge of my LCA and
What the hell's an LCA?
landing craft assault.
God, you're a real man.
With
You know what?
33 guys aboard.
You are a real man. I'm not kidding you when I say that.
What did William
I did
Shatner
my
do in
job.
World War II?
Where was William Shatner during World War II?
He was in high school.
Yeah, exactly.
Or grade school.
Hiding out in grade school. Big baby.
Yeah.
Now, they tell me the original title of this book was Shatner Blows. And you changed it to Beam Me Up, Scott.
sold a lot more.
I think you should have gone with that title.
Well,
in a way.
more than likely, I should have put his name in there somewhere. The truth about Shatner.
Yeah.
Or something. You
I
know.
love, I like the honesty. I like honesty. I really do. I admire
Wait a
honesty.
minute. Let me ask you something. Is
Yeah.
it, would you say that the entire cast hated William Shatner?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. You know what? I've interviewed, I've had Sulu on, and he had him on many times.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great guest. Very honest guy. He comes in and he goes, Jim Kirk, as you call him, William Shatner, is a piece of garbage. What do you think will happen if you run into Shatner at a party One of those fancy Hollywood parties. Let's say you just happen to go somewhere.
Bill would, if there are a lot of other people, and particularly the press around, he would come up to me and embrace me and say, "Georgie, how have you been?"
Oh, really?
"Oh, you look wonderful."
And what will you do?
It's all a performance.
And will you pull his wig off and embarrass him? Will you pull it right off?
Well, it's a very expensive piece.
Didn't we have them on together? Shatner and Sulu or something?
I don't think
know.
we ever managed to do that.
It was like World War II.
I
You would have
don't
thought you were
think
back at D-Day.
No, Bill's not he's not that brave.
He's not into confrontation.
Well, every time William Shatner's been on the show many times, and he has come in here. He's very gentlemanly.
He's a very good guest.
A very good guest. Comes in, nice guy, and he always comes in. He goes, "I don't know what anyone's talking about. We all got along great. We all got along great."
And he always claims that he just saw whoever it is saying bad things about him, and nothing bad was said.
Yeah, we'll tell him, "Hey, we had Scotty James Doohan on the show," and he'll say, "Yes, how is Scotty?" And then we'll say, and then we'll say, "Well, he really ragged on you." He'll go,
That's all BS.
"Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
He's full of it, huh?
Sure is.
How could you hate one guy?" And you only worked with him really 2 years on the Star Trek show.
Well, 3.
3, okay.
And then, of course, there were the times you got back together for the movies.
And you call him an ass in today's paper. I was reading it in the Post. They're obviously giving the book a lot of press. Scotty zaps Captain Kirk is the headline, and it says Shatner's just an ass. He's really a lousy actor. I did a couple of shows with him in Canada. He just doesn't know how to act.
That's right. That was terrible. He was supposed to be the drunken son of a famous Canadian writer named Stephen Foster, and I was his lawyer, and I was supposed to protect him.
Right.
And he doesn't know how to play a drunk even. Oh my God!
One of the easiest things to do.
Something as dramatic as that, you'd think he'd be able to do a job on it.
Because you can be over the top with a drunk. You could do it a million different ways.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You could even drink and get loaded and go do it.
I can play a fantastic kind of drunk.
Right, there you are. You're instantly drunk.
Yeah.
Well, you're actually a trained actor. I mean, you're a guy who.
What is William Shatner,
I
actually?
was trained at the neighborhood playhouse with Sanford Meisner, who's still alive, I'm quite sure.
Yes.
Because he's about 94 now, and I tell you what, I owe my whole life to that man.
And you were actually such a good actor that you became his assistant. Is that true?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is all in the book.
Oh, yeah.
And in your life, you became such a good actor and everything. And then, of course, getting this job as Scotty is a blessing and a nightmare because people begin to know you as Scotty so much. So.
Wait, frankly, I'm shocked that he doesn't have an accent.
Yeah, I am kind of shocked.
I don't know what you're talking about, Lassie.
Yeah. Hey, you really are a good actor. I always thought you had the accent, and that's why they hired you, but you put that on.
No. As a matter of fact, after 450 live television shows, as a matter of fact, I was on television the first Tuesday of television.
Right.
Here in this city.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Caine, Private Eye, with William Gargan as the lead.
Wow, you
Right?
must be
He
older
played
than Jackie the Joke
Martin
Man.
Caine, yeah, right.
Yes.
And I've done 4,000 radio shows, 450 live television shows, 120 stage plays, and only once before did I ever do a Scottish accent.
Is that right?
And that was in one episode of Hazel.
That's unbelievable because I always just assumed you had one. Now, I understand they're thinking of making a final Star Trek movie called Star Trek 7, A Search for Somebody Who Likes William Shatner. And I understand that you've already signed for that for millions of dollars.
And it will be a long search, and they'll never find anyone.
Were you dying to go public with your feelings about William Shatner all the years that you were but you were doing movies with the guy. I guess you had to keep quiet.
Well, no. It's a question of, I just tell the truth.
Right.
That's all.
You sat down to write this book and you said, I'm going to tell the truth.
Yeah, but why wasn't it ever
I don't
said
want-
before?
Because you're working together. How can you say it before, right? Is that true?
Well, no, I said things like that long before,
We never heard them.
I mean, I do it with the gesture, It's like he would say something, I say, oh, God.
Did things get so bad that you couldn't even, talk on the set and stuff?
Absolutely.
Really?
You don't talk to him.
Try not to.
Really? So, if you...
Okay, let's get off the subject of him.
Really? I find it fascinating, though.
Well, that is fascinating.
I mean, I'll get to World War II and all that, but it is... You know why it's
My
fascinating?
wife doesn't like me to do it.
She doesn't? Why? She thinks it's not honorable or...
Well, I think so. She says you're never going to change him.
Yeah, but you know what's kind of
what is it
fascinating?
about him?
I'll tell you why it's fascinating. We all love the show Star Trek.
And Captain Kirk was one of the most popular characters.
And America loves gossip. They do.
Oh, that's true.
And you know what I find with Hollywood, and I think the reason my own career is so successful is because I will say anything about anybody. People like the honesty. They're so tired of tuning in, let's say, Entertainment Tonight, and everyone goes, oh, what a wonderful man. Meanwhile, the guy's a hatchet murderer.
Yeah,
And
I loved him. Everything was
You
wonderful.
can't even find a celebrity willing to go on Entertainment Tonight and say that O.J.'s guilty.
Yeah.
We all know O.J.'s guilty, but they won't say it because they don't want to offend O.J. even, they're afraid of.
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when somebody comes out with something of a revelation, because we're so used to a sanitized interview. We're so used to a guy who will come on and go, oh, Shatner's a wonderful guy. Meanwhile, you go, oh, he sucks. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
This is what's fascinating. So I disagree with your wife only in the sense that it is fascinating to hear somebody speak openly and honestly about a show we all know so well.
I'm sure she feels the same way in reality, but she just doesn't want me to
I
do
see.
it.
Was it that he hurt you? Is that it? He hurt you?
What did he
Yeah,
do?
but you know, she figures it lowers me.
Really?
I even
Oh
talked
no!
about it.
Are you kidding me? I hold you in such high regard now. It's unbelievable. I love turmoil. I love honesty.
But, you know, we're just talking about what happened on the set,
Yeah,
right?
I'm dying to know. I'm dying to know. So you're saying you go into it pretty deeply in your book?
No,
You don't?
no.
Oh, I would have ragged on him
I
for
do
at
what
least
you
50.
wanted me to do.
You took the high road?
I just I say it and that's it.
Really?
You know.
So you never had any affairs with any of the women on the show? You never got
No, I didn't.
Uhura?
No.
Really?
I dated them a couple of times.
Did you?
Leslie Parrish, the gorgeous girl. She was.
Which one was she?
Oh, she was in remember the Greek god?
Yeah. Oh,
that girl
whoa.
there.
She was a brunette, wasn't she? Was she a blonde or a brunette?
Brunette. No, blonde.
You got
she's
her?
blonde.
You got her?
Yeah, I didn't get her.
Oh,
no,
you know what I mean.
Dated her.
Oh, dated?
I just dated, yeah. And then the belly dancer on The Wolf and the Fold.
Oh.
I dated her a couple
got
of
her?
times, too. No, I didn't get her.
You're kidding me.
I was
Oh, man.
I was a gentleman.
You were?
Yeah.
You know, that was a great
But
show
you know
for
what?
people. Everybody was getting
The thing was
together.
that I really liked those girls.
You know what was great about that show? If
And-
they weren't dating you, they were dating Shatner or Sulu or somebody. Everyone
Somebody
was dating
got
somebody.
everybody.
It was
Oh,
a
I
nice.
don't think so.
No, really?
No.
No?
What happened?
I don't think Leslie Parrish or Tanya Lamani. I don't think so. No,
Man.
I don't think they would probably, like Diana Muldaur said, they'd probably shove Bill off like,
Oh, good. That's probably why you liked them.
you know what Diana Muldaur said.
What?
Didn't you hear?
No.
Didn't you read it in the
No,
book?
what did she say?
Well, he was down at the end of a long table talking with her, trying to get her,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, you little man, if I wanted to
Yeah. If I want to have sex with you.
anybody,
Right.
it would be James Doohan."
Really?
Really? Oh.
You stud.
That's in the book.
I'll read that. How you talking? So, in Beam Me Up, Scotty, your new
And
book.
I never dated her either.
You didn't?
But 2 or 3 years ago, she was on a cruise with us, a Star Trek kind of cruise,
Right.
and everything else. And
Oh, is this
and
with
she,
those
She
fans?
reminded me of that incident, and I said, "Yes, dear." I said, "I have loved you ever since."
Yes. Can you have sex with the... You know these Star Trek conventions? The girls are so wild. You can have sex with the Star Trek fans. But they're mostly guys, aren't they, at these conventions?
No,
No, it's a lot of girls, too?
There are a lot of girls.
Because, James Doohan was quite a ladies' man.
Is that true?
Yeah, he's been around quite
When
a bit.
did he get married?
He's been married 3 times.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. This wife who's telling him not to talk about Shatner, she's wife number
relatively
3.
new.
Oh, yeah. Hey, now.
And the last one, and the best
Really?
by far.
Oh, man. Well, you've certainly had enough of your share, I'll tell you that.
It's something else.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something. You're a lucky man that way. I've been married to the same woman 20 years. I've never really sampled my fame, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Well, he was very smart. It sounds like he was single during those Star Trek years.
Now, don't sound that way to me, were you?
Yeah. No, I was single.
Yeah, he
so
was
then-
As a
dating.
matter of fact, I didn't get Star Trek until after I had divorced my,
Smart move.
my
Wow.
first wife.
So your first wife didn't get any Star Trek money.
No,
But the second wife-
No, because I didn't even get paid.
Right. The first couple of seasons.
I got paid minimum plus 10% for the agent.
So you were probably out on your ass after Star Trek because here you were so well known as Scotty.
There's no money.
There was no money.
No.
So what did you do?
I worked as often as I could and did a lot of praying, I guess. But I also became trained in how to use the alpha.
Alpha.
Alpha. It's a shade below, except that it's really above.
Alpha waves, you mean you're talking?
Yeah, alpha waves.
Brain waves?
Yeah.
No kidding.
The thing was that when I first did it, within 10 days, I had a play.
Yeah.
Ran for 11 months in San Francisco.
You learned how to use your alpha?
I met my wife there.
Really?
Yeah.
You learned how to use
I
alpha?
got rave reviews.
You learned how to use alpha waves and that changed your life?
Oh, yes.
Robin, why haven't we learned this?
Nobody's given us the alpha waves.
I got good news for you. I've been diagnosed. I don't have alpha
You
waves.
should find someone that can teach you how to do it. Now, I've forgotten. It takes me about 10 times longer to get into alpha waves
Really?
now.
Really?
But the strange thing about it is that I was able to do it without knowing what I was doing.
Alpha waves.
I was able to do it when I was wounded, and my brother's wife came to visit me in hospital at on the Lady Astor Estate, where the Canadian hospital
Well,
was.
let me go back to that. So in your book, you talk about the fact
He
that
was
you were.
wounded?
Listen to this. Guy's a real World War II hero, right? I mean, you were in the war, and you're a gun expert and everything?
Yeah?
I love
yeah.
guns.
I was an artillery officer.
You're into guns, right?
Yeah.
I love them. They make me feel manly.
Yeah, the big 25-pounders.
Yeah, I bet you still own guns, right?
I have one.
Do you love to fire your guns and clean them?
I have a 45.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you love to fire your guns and clean them?
No, I clean them.
You had enough of that. And you've killed guys, right?
Well, in the war.
I killed. I killed either that or badly wounded.
Yeah.
2 guys who were Germans who were in
Krauts.
a church tower.
No kidding.
And I said to my assistant, a French Canadian named Chevalier, I said, "Hey, get those guys in the tower,
Bastards.
because they were with a machine gun."
Yeah.
And mostly firing across the river where the Regina rifles were.
Right.
And I said to him, "What's the matter? You can't get that thing, And he said, "No." I said, "I'm not hitting anything," and everything else. And I said, "Well, it was only about 150 yards away."
Yeah.
So I said, "Here, give me the rifle, and you take the glasses."
Go ahead.
Right. And I looked at it, darned if I hadn't fired that rifle about 5 days before.
Right.
Right. And I got one shot.
You aimed at the friggin' Krauts. One shot.
2 more shots.
2 more shots.
2 more shots.
2 more.
No, it's 3 shots altogether.
3 shots.
And I
Will
got
you
them both.
shut up?
And you got them both.
I got them
You
both.
nailed both those friggin' Krauts. God bless you. You are a
I'm
hero.
trying to figure out what he's saying, and you're counting.
I'm bonding. We're talking man stuff. This is guns and killing guys.
1 shot, 2 shots, shut up!
Too bad you didn't.
When it got right down to it, those were the only shots I fired in anger. I was hit by 8 machine gun bullets at 11:30 that night.
You know what?
Day.
You were not only hit by machine gun bullets, but you almost died. But thanks to a cigarette case or something in your pocket, you didn't get killed.
Everything valuable is right within this area, and it hit the sterling silver cigarette. You're not as good as you're talking about.
I know. I'm terrific at your life story. Too bad you never wounded Shatner, right? Am I right?
Well, people say cigarettes are bad for you. Here's
Yeah,
a
cigarettes
story,
are good for you.
finally.
I hope you never
Good
stop
cigarette
smoking.
story.
You still smoke, I hope.
I quit that about 18 years ago.
But you carry the case with you, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you something, because I even was surprised because I never saw it all the years in Star Trek. You lost your finger in that
I had
battle.
three of the bullets hit that one finger and didn't touch
Wow.
this side or that side.
Wow. I used to think you were a shop teacher because you were missing a finger, and I didn't know you were a war hero. I had no idea. You know who you were tied with? You killed 2 people. OJ killed 2 people. So you
Oh,
2 are tied.
God.
But you did it as a
Howard,
hero.
please.
You did it. Well, that's true. You were tied for the record with OJ. Yeah, would you, OJ? Well, that's too bad.
He wants his record.
That's right. So you see, they always hid that on the Star Trek. I'm surprised they
They
didn't.
made Shatner look like
Well,
the heroic one.
Yeah, they made Shatner look like heroic, and when in fact you were the hero. Oh man.
Now, you don't have anybody problems with anybody else in the cast, huh? Everybody
Oh.
else is cool?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah?
Leonard
Nimoy?
Nimoy is a terrific guy, and DeForest Kelley is fabulous. You could sit down and have any kind of a conversation with DeForest and George and Walter and Nichelle. I love them.
Yeah.
You know why
they're
Sulu?
just,
Sulu.
Sulu, George,
Yeah.
Takei.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I had my first sushi with George.
Is that right?
Yeah, the Tokyo Kaikan in downtown.
Watch your
LA,
language.
When L.A. had about 2 Japanese restaurants, now it has 1,000 of them.
Did you have a war flashback when you were sitting there with Sulu? I bet you want to take him out. I'll tell you that. Those guys were no friends of ours. No friends of ours.
No.
Right?
But I know. But George was he was an American.
I know. All right, I forgive him, but the other ones I don't.
Yeah.
I'm still holding a grudge.
Worry. Yeah, don't worry. I was. As a matter of fact, I had volunteered when I did the whole thing. I had also volunteered for the Japanese War.
Did you?
Wow.
But then the bomb stopped all that.
Yeah, that took care of them, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I was for the bomb. You weren't against it, right?
So even
Of course
after
not.
you were
I
injured?
was for the bomb. That stopped it. That stopped everything. I don't know why anybody should get criticism for using it.
You got to
Oh,
remember
you know
the
how it
times. You got to remember the. In fact, we should be using it today. There's
You
plenty
can
of people
say
who are nuts out there. I got
But
news for you.
he
for sure.
even continued wanting to fight after he was shot?
After this man took all those bullets, he was ready to go fight the Japanese.
Amazing.
God bless you. I'll buy the goddamn book. I don't even have to read it. I'll buy the book. Those Japs.
But I do have to tell you about the Alpha thing, though.
Never mind
Is
Alpha.
it-
Let me tell you one last thing about World War II, because you're a hero. Those Japanese deserved to get that bomb. The way they were behaving, they deserved it. Their eyes are still half closed from the flash of that bomb. And I'm going to tell you something. God bless Harry S. Truman.
Right.
Right.
He's one of the best presidents
You're damn
ever,
right.
ever had.
Clinton's a pussy. Yeah. I just had to get that off my chest. Now, the book is Beam Me Up, Scotty.
Right.
Where,
And did he know about Nichelle having the affair with Gene Roddenberry?
Did you
At
know
that
about
time, no, I didn't
Did
know.
not
I only learned that about 4 or 5 years ago.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Well, they're
pretty
very
wild.
quiet about that.
But in the show, it's some sex pot, huh? I never had a black
Oh,
chick.
she's neither have I.
I've never had
Yeah.
sex with a black woman all my years, and believe me, I'd love to.
Likewise.
Well, yes, indeed. Robin over there has
And yet
never.
it was, I know there was a couple of girls that was available.
Really?
But
What held you back?
I don't know.
Taboo? Family might say something?
No, it's
times were
some
different.
kind of a taboo. I didn't want to hurt somebody.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you heard a black woman, the black brother might come after
Oh, here we go.
me
I
tell you
don't think
something.
that's what he meant.
you. I think that's exactly what he means.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I'll tell you. But I'll tell you something. You've lived an exciting life. That's all that counts in life.
Well,
Understand
you
what I'm
know,
saying?
that's what people say. That's why I even wrote this book. It's not just Star Trek.
Right, I
You know,
understand.
I would talk about the stories and what happened during the war and everything else. I had so many experiences during the war that. Like my battle with 36 B-17s.
36 B-17s.
Well,
I had a battle with 36 Bs, but they were on a woman. She accused me of a few things.
anyway,
You still have groupies, though, right? These girls who come to the Star Trek conventions, they all they want to still get in your pants, I bet.
that's true. Not when I'm this old.
Really?
Yeah,
No?
I'm 76 now.
You don't look it. You don't look it. God bless you. I'll tell you right now, you're in pretty damn good shape. You don't
Well,
look
I
76, me.
I
I'll tell you.
always look too young. You should. A fan not too long ago who knew one of my brothers.
Yes.
Or her father knew one of my brothers, and she brought me pictures of at a artillery camp and everything else. And there I am, and I swear to you, I look 12 years old compared to everybody else
Right.
that's there.
And you're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, it's like, you know, and
even
and then when I was a corporal, or a bombardier as we call them in the artillery, my colonel sent me to the general to go to officer school and everything else, and he says, no, he says, he's too young looking.
Really?
he wouldn't have any authority and all.
But even
2 months later, I'm in a room with doing a psychological test.
Yes.
You know, with a whole bunch of 700 or 800 other guys trying to be officers, and
Don't tell me you flunked.
and I won it.
Oh, you did win.
No, I was in the top.
Right.
Right. According to the anyway, I went back to see the same general, General Odlum from Vancouver, and he looked at me. He says, "You know," he says, "I turned you down once, but He says, you're at the top of the class.
You earned the merit.
So there you go.
That's right.
You know.
Now, you say you're 76, huh? And at 76, though, you could still...
I'll be 77 in March.
At 76, at 77, you could still go to a sack with a woman and pleasure, right? Or get aroused. That's what I want to know. I want to know when I'm 77. Is you still...
Things still work?
I know 95-year-olds who can still do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Super. I never want to stop doing it. I never want to stop doing it. If you tell me I got to stop, that's the end of it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Fantastic.
Well, let me tell you something. Whatever you did right. Here's a guy who took bullets during the war.
Yeah.
He not only went on to be a successful actor, he's successful as a human being. That's all.
There you go.
And he still can get aroused at 76.
Right. That's
the greatest goddamn thing I've heard all day.
So
It
are
made my
there
life.
no more Star Trek adventures for the old, the original crew?
No, I don't think so.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. I don't think Paramount wants to make a picture with us anymore.
That's why I say it's time to trash Bill Shatner.
Bill
The hell with
and Leonard
him.
get too much money.
Oh, is that right?
That's the way they look at it anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
So they aged you other guys out of jobs.
Screw him.
That's the way it is.
On the movies, though, you made pretty good buck, right?
Well, better than I did when I was, young Scotty.
Right.
And everything else. The movies were a little better.
You were able to hold him up for some cash, right?
Yeah.
Oh, super.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But also the thing is that I do a tremendous number of personal appearances. Like last year, it was 35 weekends.
No kidding.
The year before that was 42 weekends. That's the highest I've ever gone.
And that's where those Star Trek nerds all come up to you, and they got to have your autograph.
Yeah, but I don't call them nerds.
You don't?
No.
Between you and me, they got serious mental problems. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Bless them, but they have a
Yeah, I don't want you. Listen, you don't have to say it. That's how you make a living and everything. It's a good buck. But these kids are definitely disturbed. They got to find a life, for Christ's sakes. You understand what I'm saying? Dressing up as Scotty and beaming them across the goddamn universe. I don't know.
I tell you, Howard,
Yeah.
To me and the fans, it's just one great big love affair.
It is.
Yeah.
You love your fans.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're a good guy. Listen, the new book is called Beam Me Up Scotty. Here's the book right here, Beam Me Up Scotty. It is Star Trek Scotty, in his own words, James Doohan. And he gives you stories of his life, and little did you know that this man was a war hero. He's just not some
done
guy.
a lot more than just play Scotty on
and
TV.
he is a trained actor. And he don't have some friggin' Scottish accent. How's that?
That's
Yeah.
the biggest shot.
What are you talking about, laddie? I can do that anytime I want to.
Let me see if I could do that.
Yeah, come on now.
Hey, what do you say there, laddie?
Oh,
You son of a bitch. What do you think of that? How's that for acting?
Well, you sound like you're from Long Island.
Yeah, that's Long Island Scottish. I'll tell you something. But I'll tell you something. God bless Star Trek. It's a great show.
Yes.
You did a great job on that show.
Thank you.
Star Trek is like the fans. They all go up to these conventions. It's great. It's like the Grateful Dead fans. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. In fact, the Star Trek fans make the Grateful Dead fans look like a Harvard graduating class.
Right.
Let's put it that way. You know what I'm saying? And
I was going to say is that from last February, I've already been to Europe this year 6 times.
you bring your wife with you, or you go solo?
Oh, she was with me 3 times.
What was she, a model?
And you know what she did? No, she's a young high school girl that I.
She is? Oh,
she
super.
was.
Not now.
Well,
Let me tell you
we've
something.
been married
I like May December.
22 and some years.
She's
right?
not. Oh, I thought you married a young high school girl. I said, now you're talking.
I did.
Oh, you
But
did.
after she turned 18.
Oh, I see.
How old were you?
50.
I love that. What's wrong with that? I'm doing that. I love that. Jesus Christ, I got to applaud you. Not for World War II, but for that.
Let me tell you, though.
Oh, that's
on
beautiful.
The first trip last May, we went to London. We were there for about a week.
Yeah.
And one of the first things she did was she went and rented a helicopter and flew over Heathrow at 500 feet, and then went down the Thames at 500 feet and back up the Thames, stopped, handed the controls over to another pilot there, and she said, I just wanted to take a picture of the Parliament buildings.
Your wife sounds wild. She's obviously very much in love with you.
Well, she's just a fantastic helicopter pilot.
Let me tell you something. You sound like you got a good woman. She must be a hot number.
Oh, she's great.
Oh, yes. Well, obviously, she's very satisfied if she stayed with you all these years. I'll tell you, you might have only 4 fingers, but they obviously all 4 of them work. Am I correct? Am I correct?
Some people. some people say that they think I wore this one out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now listen, go buy the book, Beam Me Up Scotty, with the great James Doohan, as he tells you all the stories of his life and behind the scenes at Star Trek and everything else. Thanks for coming by.
I tell you what, if that shirt isn't the size, I'll get my son to sell it. What size?
Now, what sign is it? What is this, sir?
That's a double X.
Oh, the Sci-Fi Cafe. Yes,
Yeah.
very nice.
And that's up and running and doing
And
okay?
they're going to, you know.
This is good for me.
He's really doing it well, though. He's got the money.
He does.
Yeah, $1.5 million. A man gave him from Tacoma, Washington.
Yeah, they're putting together this Sci-Fi Cafe.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's really starting to happen.
We'll be on your show, I hope.
Oh, absolutely.
Late 1997.
You know what's funny? You talk about how well James Doohan is doing. Sulu is a waiter at the restaurants. I'm not kidding. They got him employed. It's beautiful. I love it. Anyway,
Okay,
the great
thank
James
you.
Doohan, everybody.
Thank you.
Beam me up, Scotty. Thank you.
Down the whole thing for a minute. We're going to do a couple of IDs.
Okay, no problem.
Come right down this way. All right, I'm right there. If you're ready. Captain, I've got to put the ship in auto sail. We must cut back the overzoom and the rear jet propellants. We must raise the oxygen levels, right the ship, and head for smooth air. We must get out our fruit and coffee mugs and sit on our asses. Turn up the control room radio and listen, because once again, it's time for the Howard Stern Show. Hello, I'm Scotty from Star Trek, James Doohan. Do you know that fella? We were a famous show with the second most loyal fan base in the history of all show business. And once again, here's the man with the #1 most loyal fan base, Howard.